Now, your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
We have a little bit of cloud cover out there. We also had some patchy fog in places. Visibility last reported at the Sarasota International Airport came in at a quarter mile, so that's low enough that it starts to cause some problems with backlighting of the headlights and such like that, scattering of the light, giving kind of a difficult vision problem. So allow yourself perhaps a little extra time this morning. It's not going to be everywhere. And in fact, you may not even encounter fog, but it could come up on you pretty quickly, and conditions locally can change every half hour. So it's one of those kind of fluid situations where it's not widespread, it's not terribly dense, but it is out there in certain locations, and it kind of comes and goes. 67 degrees in Wauchula, Arcadia at 67, 67 Myakka, Parrish at 66, Bradenton 67, Sarasota 66. 68 in Venice and Inglewood and Northport, and Longboat comes in at 69 degrees. So the forecast for today calls for relatively high dew point values. Right now it's at 66. Dew point is the same, so consequently we get that 100% relative humidity out there at the airport. Southeast wind coming in at about 5. That southerly component kind of pumping up that moisture and keeping us kind of in the soup, at least for the first half of the day. 9 a.m. temperature comes in at about 74, 80 degrees by 12 noon. When you have some lunch out there and then head off into the afternoon, we'll watch temperatures top out at about 83. Again, another warm day, adding to the total of February warm days and leading us to the warmest February on record. As we head into the evening, temperatures will drop back into the 70s. I don't think we'll have the fog problem tomorrow morning that we're having this morning, simply because this front, while it's not a very terribly strong one, may lower our dew point values a little bit by tomorrow, but just not significantly. That significant change in dew points, that comes up later in the week. The frontal boundary kind of meandering south, north of us, heading south, kind of falling apart as it does, so don't expect too much in the way of rainfall around our area today, despite the fact that we have a little bit of cloud cover to start the morning. We'll go with the 70s as we head into lunchtime today. I think we'll see 80s most everywhere, and then as we move into the evening hours, we'll drop back down into the 70s. And winds will be out of the northeast as we head into the afternoon, I think. And then a little bit more maybe easterly or east-northeast as we head into the overnight. Temperatures falling into the 60s during the overnight. Across the nation, things are pretty quiet, but we do have a big ridge of high pressure sitting over the eastern seaboard, providing tranquil conditions there. And a frontal boundary taking shape back to the west. That's the one that's going to really significantly change our weather. Today, we're dealing with this little bit of a frontal boundary that's really in the process of decay. The tail end of this front will start lifting north as a warm front as high scoots out into the Atlantic. It will still be warm today, will still be mostly dry, but we are waiting for big changes for the weekend. Certainly a cooler weekend headed our way. Look at these temperature trends. Over the next several days, we stay mild for our nighttime lows, then boom, we drop as that front comes through on Friday, lowering our nighttime lows to the low 50s. In some cases, we may even see some 40s in inland areas. So big changes. Northeast wind coming in at about 10 today, switching to the north at about 5 to 10 later this evening. Light chop. Should be a nice day on the waters. Forecast calls for 83 today, 82 tomorrow, 80 on Thursday. Temperatures at night generally hovering in the mid to upper 60s. Then we get to Friday. We start to cloud up a little bit, factor in a slight chance at a shower, and drop our temperature to 77. Over the weekend, that temperature continues to fall into the mid to lower 70s, with nighttime lows in the 50s. Should be delightfully low humidity as well.